Hello everybody, my name is VSDA100 and this is my little discussion here about today we're going to be talking about DLC and microtransactions and day one DLC uh, including disc-based DLC. Now DLC is been around for a while now, depending on whatever it is, such as map packs to story-based DLC. Uh, Give me 1 second here. So we're going to be asking the question, why is this happening? What can we do? And whose fault it is? Now it's happening because games companies' budgets are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Destiny being a prime example of 500 million pounds spent on the game and advertising. Therefore, trying to maximize profit through DLC. On day one, ironically, they made their 500 million back because of it, which, wow. Well, we all know. Well, let's just say I bought the game and I was very disappointed in it. So the games are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're trying to maximize profit through DLC and microtransactions. Now we see this with Call of Duty, for example. Uh, DLC every few months, map pack, 4 maps, £12, $15, depending on where you are, US or UK. And then the microtransactions have recently come in with from anything from weapon skins to characters in games, um, which are $3.99, $4.99, depending on what you're going for or what you're willing to spend. So this is what's happening now. More and more games. In AAA games, and you're paying big prices, full prices for full AAA at £50 in the UK, $60 USA, and they're still trying to milk the fuck out of you. Specifically, I think the biggest ripoff is Day One DLC. If these companies can afford to make the this so-called Day One DLC, why isn't it included in the game? Uh, Expecting us to, after we've paid 60, 50 pound for the game, for them to go and want us to drop another 15 or 20 on a primarily day one DLC, which also there is another aspect of DLC which is including a disc-based DLC where the DLC is already on the disc. Oh my god. So it's already on there and you're putting it behind a paywall, which is just not right. It's diabolical. Fuck that. I will not pay for disc-based DLC. It's bad enough with normal DLC, but whatever. But by God, that to me is the absolute fucking outright piss take of the consumer slash customer or gamer, whatever you want to call it. Um, what can we do? Well, for the most part, what can we do? Well, for me personally, I don't even buy that shit. Unless the game is really good and I have invested time and I've had so much fun with it to the point where it's like, wow, this game is a sheer quality game. It almost deserves my money, is how I look at it. So, for example, The Last of Us, I think that is a fantastic game. I would put money down on DLC. I also recently played Far Cry 4, which I put 70, 80 hours into that game. I platinumed it. I don't platinum many games. So there isn't one more example for me personally of how much fun I had with the game, and I almost felt it deserved me buying that DLC. Now, of course, you pick and choose your DLCs as you want. As you play Call of Duty all day, every day, you're gonna buy that map pack. Fair play, you know. But that's just for the map packs alone. But the microtransactions of smaller things like weapon skins and stuff, they don't even really affect the game in any way, shape, or form. It's just customized look or what have you. Um, Well, whose fault is it this is happening? Well, the reality of it is, it's partly our fault. As for consumer, we are buying these games, and then whatever they're putting out there in the microtransactions, it's showing that there is a market for it, and we are snapping them up. And you may be the one of many millions of people that hold back and say with a smart one rather, and say, no, I don't want to do this, I do not want to pay for this, and I don't believe in this practice. But while you're sitting there doing and saying that, there are millions of little kids and everyone else buying this crap. And fair, oh, if you've got the money, okay, you may have the money. I mean, let's face it, $2, $5, 4, 5 quid, whatever you want to call it, isn't that much. But when you build it up and you have to keep doing it for multiple games, it becomes a bit of a a shitstorm. It's like, who wants to keep doing that? Uh, Not a lot of people have a lot of money these days. From the younger generation's point of view, I mean, it's bad enough getting a AAA game on day one for the full price you're paying, let alone having to fork out another shitload of money on these little things here. Season pass enabling you to get the full package over the course of a year, 3 or 4 map packs in a deal. I think you for Call of Duty currently you buy 3, you get one like free technically out of the 4, which isn't too bad. But at the same time, when you're doing it for nearly every single game, story-based game, it's okay if you know the game is if it's story-based, it's story-based DLC. That's fair play. But if it's multiplayer, then you're going to want to, or not even have to, because the reality is you're going to get bored very, very quickly with that game. From Battlefield as well, also doing the same thing. It almost doubles the price in the game, in the price you're paying for the game. I paid 40 or 50 for 50 for a Battlefield, and I ended up buying the I can't even know what they call it no more. What the fuck do they call it? Man, I don't even know. Shit, I can't even remember off the top of my head. But I bought the DLC. I bought all that shit when it came out. The premium, Battlefield Premium. There you go. That's what they call it. Was it even worth it? Ugh, well, no, not really at all. And that's the problem. Some of these maps ain't even some of these DLCs ain't even worth doing in reality. But then again, like I said, you pick and choose what you do. It's about being a smart consumer. Trying to fight them back, like what you're actually trying to minimize what they're doing, so they don't maximize the absolute profit off of you. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but at the same time, when it's so consistent between multiple companies, it just becomes a fuck fest and a culture of, taking things out of the game, swapping and changing it, just ripping the heart of the game out, so you're getting more incomplete games where you feel you have to buy DLC to actually get a decent amount of story or whatever out of it. Destiny being the main focus of that. Jesus, I think, I'm one of millions that got fucked with that. You know what I mean? So, if you bought Destiny, you know exactly what I'm talking about. DLC, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going through my thing here. Well, anyway, that's all I can come to think about right now. That's all I can think of right now to talk about in this discussion. Please, if you agree with me or disagree with me, put them in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, whatever. See you next time. Thanks.